I'm Robbin Miller. My co-host today is Doris Livesay. Welcome.
Thank you, Robin, and I'm very glad to be here because I've got two good friends here, too.
Yes, before we announce the topic of the show, why don't you introduce them?
Okay, this is Joe, and this is Mike Kenendy that I worked with many years ago.
That's right.
Joe Bellil. Just last name is Bellil.
Thanks. Nice working with you again, Doris.
It's nice working with you, too, Joe.
Yep, I hope my experience today is as great as it was those many years ago that we got to work together.
And it will be really great.
Well, this is a special show. I've actually been planning this since March of 2009 when we had a snowstorm. I needed something to do. So this is actually the 10th anniversary show of millerchat. Appeared 10 years ago on May 7th, 1999. My God, 10 years.
10 years, wow.
Absolutely amazing.
I know, no business plan, no sponsorship, and I keep going. Keep going. You just got to keep going.
It'll come, Robin. You'll get that. You'll get that business plan and sponsorship and.
But it has to be under my rules.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
And what I wear, and what I do, and my hair.
Lots of money, lots of money, but no oversight.
Right. But before we get on to the topics, I want to thank Doris for appearing since 2005 as co-host.
Well, thank you, Robin. I've been really enjoyed it.
And I want to thank Mike and Joe, who've been appearing since 1999, right?
Well, thank you. I mean,
Yeah, thank you.
a lot of great topics, and so it's been very helpful. I think it's benefited the community. So.
Well, thank you.
I've been glad to be part of it.
And I want to thank cameraman Tyler for helping out this year. And also Shrewsbury Media Connection. When we first started with Shrewsbury Public Access Connection.
Yep.
They have grown in the ranks. So I'd like to thank their staff for being very supportive and putting up with me and being very kind and generous and letting me use their studio over the years. And then I'd like to give a personal, I'd like to thank my husband Jim for being a support person for me and being my critique of my shows. So thank you, Jim. So, the thing I wanted to say was the impact. Like Joe said, we have a lot of interesting topics that we've done. My mother once asked me, the wise sage, she said, how do you keep going? Don't you ever get bored or run out of topics? I said, well, Mom, I'm dealing with health and disabilities. It doesn't stop 9 to 5. Didn't stop in 1999.
That's correct.
You just keep going. It's not like we're cooking a casserole, right? Or we're comparing couches, right? Or pots and pans. But healthcare and disabilities, elder issues, it's ongoing through the lifespan. So, Doris, why don't you do our first topic?
Okay. Well, I know Joe for a few years, but I know Mike for many years. I worked with him, and he was a royal pain. He'd come over.
Doris.
Has the mail come in yet? Has the mail come in yet?
Yeah.
And Joe, I don't know that well, but he almost had my husband and I killed one day, taking pictures down in front of the roundabout at Union Station.
Wow.
Actually, that's one of the topics.
Yeah.
Well, well, Joe just wanted to make a point at you know how dangerous it is for pedestrians.
Pedestrian safety, sure,
Right.
around Union Station.
That was really.
And we appreciate you guys volunteering.
Yeah. Yes.
And Mike is just a pain in another way, as being an advocate.
Yes.
So you've transformed.
Yeah, it's been it's been a wild ride. I mean, I've had a you know, a lot of good mentors you know, to learn from. So the thing is, I mean, if you don't stand up for what you believe in, it's you know, I mean, all the people around you are going to get away with everything, and that's just not right.
Well, one of the first topics that we could be a pain about today, Doris? Number
sorry?
4, what's one of the topics that we're going to talk about today?
Okay. Worcester Office on Disabilities. That I was really shocked to see in the paper last week. So, you, Joe, who has some input on this?
Oh, do you?
Oh, I've got tons of input.
You got tons of input.
I mean, just for generally, I mean, the Office on Disabilities in Worcester has been one of the key areas that we've been advocating for, right? And mainly because, I mean, Worcester services affect folks with disability, the disability community, and we feel that the Commission on Disabilities in Worcester, you know, is a key source to make things smoother and more accessible for folks with disabilities.
Absolutely.
It's basically the communication piece, the piece that advises the City Council. And you know, it affects us all, especially when you travel, anything from the sidewalks to using the buses to getting other services. And now, I mean, you know, we were there last night. And why we were there last night? Because they've now cut the ADA coordinator. I mean, they laid off the ADA coordinator, the assistant. There's been no communication to the disability community. And it's like, here we go again. I mean, again, Worcester's like taken kind of a very a negative attitude toward the disability community. I mean, at least some communication about what's going on and where people with disabilities should be getting services is a key piece. That's what we always fought for, is communication, just the respect to talk to the community about what's going on and get advice. And so, I don't know, Mike, you spoke.
And just about, you know, not hearing, you know, back from the city manager. I mean, today's day 24 since he's received a letter from Center for Living and Working, and it's a simple request just to meet with us, Center for Living and Working, and our sister agencies and grassroots agencies in Worcester that are sensitive to disability issues. And like I say, you know, nothing there. I mean, it's even at last night's City Council meeting, City Councilor Rosen just you know, requested again a report from the city manager on you know, what his plans on providing services for people with disabilities, you know, now in the absence of the disabilities office.
Well, do you think, Mike, that another agency could take over this and have Larry come back, or would that be not feasible?
I mean, I can't honestly talk for the city of Worcester and you know who writes the budget, but it just how it all you know happened is, I don't know, it's just appalling. I mean, you know, as Larry mentioned, Larry Raymond, the ADA coordinator that you know was laid off. I mean, he you know, said could have at least maybe you know, talked to them and said, hey, you know, we are in a very bad financial situation. Well, you know, what can we do to you know continue you know, to continue providing services if you know you had to get laid off or something, you know? I mean, just, you know, some kind of contingency plan.